What's up guys, this is iEddy, welcome to a new video. Quantum DPS, let's go. Alright, first thing first, we're gonna look at single target loadout. I am 342 CR, my might is 101,527, and this is a might based loadout. So looking at the gear mods, we are using Blastadopter 5 for weapon, supercharged new venom boost for head socket, escalating might for neck, accelerated Alcabear wave for back, penetrating strikes for chest, maximum damage for hands, and dashing combos for feet, which is a super speed based gear mod. And if you're not super speed, I suggest you go and switch to super speed because dashing combos actually works and increases your damage. But if you don't want to, I'll show you in some alternates. As far as the artifacts are concerned, we are using typical DPS artifacts, transformation card, strategist card, and solar amplifier. Transformation card will give you 20% critical chance and 30% critical attack damage, while strategist card will give you damage over time. Both will give you some might stats. And solar amplifier basically amplifies your heat vision, turns your heat vision into a burst damage as well, and AoE damage. It will also do damage over time, and it burns the enemy. So these three are the artifacts for single target. Let's look at the skill points allocation. Since this is a might based power, we're only going to put one skill point in the dual wield or whatever weapon you're using. And under super speed, we're going to get super speed or flight or whatever you have. Under iconic powers, we're going to get robot sidekick, new venom boost, and heat vision. And under stat points, we're going to spec for super powered, then put everything in critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and might and power. And if you have extra skill points, put everything in precision. Why precision? Because we're going to be using weapon and clipped it with the powers we're going to use, so it will do some extra damage. Now let's look at a loadout. Number one, we're going to use amplified heat vision. This is your damage over time and also burst damage and does damage to nearby targets. Number two is lift. This is your burst power. It can also be damage over time power, but we are not going to be using power interaction with this loadout. It's not required. It works really good like this anyways. So you can change your strategist card to Grimorium artifact, then it will apply Gravitonic charge on the enemies and it will apply the power interaction. You will get damage over time, but I have tested it. This works better than this other one. Number three is Gravitonic Field. This is your damage over time and for single target. Number four is your finisher. Does like 5 ticks, about 25,000 to 60k sometimes, 80k sometimes. And if your target is below 35% health, it will do some extra damage. Number 5 is robot sidekick, which is basically your pet damage. And number 6 is new venom boost, which is your supercharge and increases your damage output for a short period of time. Now let's go to sparring target and look at the rotation. So 85,000 for single target, which is not bad considering this is quantum, and well, 70,000s and 60,000s are gonna be your average, but you can still hit up to 85,000 very easily with quantum. So this is single target loadout. It's good, it works. Now let's move on to range AoE. Alright, range AoE loadout. Well, not all powers are same and quantum is lacking in range AoE, but this is the best we could do. So let's look at the gear mods and everything. Everything is same as single target. The mods are same. We are using same artifacts. All the skill point allocation is same. Let me just quickly go through it. Everything is same. So we're gonna go and look at the loadout. First one, same as single target, amplified heat vision. As I told you before, if you're using Solar Amplifier, it will turn heat vision into AoE damage as well. It will do a burst damage. And number 2 is Distortion Wave. This is your burst damage as well. It destabilized on enemies, take additional damage. Number 3 is Time Shift. It destabilizes the enemies, and if the enemies are destabilized, Distortion Wave will do extra damage. So this is your power introduction. Number 4 is Wobb Barrage. It is also burst damage, but it does like 4 to 6 ticks on each target and does great amount of damage if they are destabilized. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop 1, we're gonna go 2, we're gonna go 3, 4, and then back to 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. This is gonna be your rotation. Now let's go to the sparring target and look at the numbers. So we have 139k, around 140k basically, and 134k, 131k, which is not bad, but it's still, compared to the other powers, it's not much. But you have to see where you're standing, you have to buff yourself up, you have to use the supercharges, you know, henchmen and orbitals. You will actually be able to compete with other powers with this loadout. But still, this is the only option we have when we talk about the range AoE powers with Quantum. So this is it. Now let's move on to melee. Okay, for melee DPSing, you can see my might is lower than before. The reason is because I'm using Grimorium instead of Solar Amplifier, and my Grimorium is 160. If your Grimorium is 180 or 200 rank, you will have some extra might. Everything else is same. So we're gonna quickly go and look at the skill point allocation. Same thing, 1 point in there. Super speed, we're gonna go get the super speed ones or flight one, and then go all the way down here and get Whirling Dervish. But if you are not super speed, obviously you can't get it. I'll tell you, alternate in a bit. Under iconic powers, we're gonna use Robot Sidekick, New Venom Boost, and Sonic Cry. And under stat points, same thing, super powered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage. Put everything in might and power, and rest in precision. Looking at the loadout, so the first one is Sonic Cry. This is your burst damage, AoE damage. It dazes the enemy, but that power interaction is useless when it comes to Quantum. The reason we are using iconic powers instead of normal powers is because they are not that good. They are not balanced. You can't compete using these powers with other DPSs, so we have to go with iconic powers. Number 2 is Distortion Wave. Destabilized enemies take additional damage, and since we are using Grimorium, which means the Grimorium will apply the power interaction for us, so this will do additional damage. Number 3 is Alkabear Wave, which is also burst damage, and Graviton charged enemies take additional damage, so power interaction will be applied by Grimorium anyways. Number 4 is Whirling Dervish. It spins you like a maniac, and since we are using dashing combos over here, so when you're using this, you click melee, it will move you forward. So what we're gonna do is we can clip this, move forward with Sonic Cry, right? So try to clip that. Also make sure, even you're meleeing, clip every power with your range tap. So like this, right? So let's go to sparring target and see how we do. Alright, so 130k, 121k and 114s. We are averaging about 120-25k. Basically, this is great damage from melee and you will do awesome in raids, trust me. So this is quantum DPS. Just keep few things in mind. Always buff yourself up and always use henchmen, your trinkets, your orbitals, everything whenever it's not on cooldown. And always take care of your positionings, because some powers are like coned and you can't hit all the enemies when you are in a certain position. So make sure you are hitting everything all the time. So keep on moving and find the best position for yourself. And if there are any questions, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. I'll see you guys next time.